شوخم بريخة ياخذ مشارخ البروجرام ديا دم باطري ما يخلتين يقرت إلى بس ما بقول واحد يعني لا أرخن قاتي. Allow me to present you our PhD student, by the way, here at the University of Salamanca as well. Our Mattei Barsomo, who is also doing his PhD here at the university. And he is doing a good job with a topic that combines history, language at the same time, but, you know, and he touches mainly four strong and well-known authors of the so-called Syriac heritage. I told him to come and to participate so you know him a bit, and it's also good that they present the results of their works. This is a research work that hopefully will be also finished this year. At the end of this year, we will have two defenses of two PhDs. And today he's going to talk about these four Syriac medieval chronicles and the Arabs, how they see, what they mean about the Arabs. Dear Mattei, I'm thankful to you for coming. I know that he has taken 2 days of his work in order to be here with us, and I'm happy that he could make it. And you know, this is the way to share the work a person, or in this case a scholar or a PhD student, is working on. The role is yours, Mattei.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have a bit difficulties with the PowerPoint, but I will show it like this. I hope it's okay.
It's my guilt. It's my computer that doesn't work. It's not his guilty. No, we tried. Just.
Okay. I'm going to present here 4 Syriac medieval chronicles, and the focus will be on these chronicles and less on the Arabs. I chose the topic about the Arabs because I want to know how the Arabs are received and depicted. I have some topics that will be studied, the eponyms of the Arabs. We have Tayoye, Sarhoye, Araboye, just for example. Do you hear me? Okay, I will talk a bit closer. As I said, I have some topics, and one of these topics are the eponyms. We can see in medieval Syriac literature, we have Tayoye, Sarkoye, Araboye, Magroye, Hagroye. Next topic is also the political situation of Christians, especially. Yet the topic is about the concept of Ummah, that is the Muslim community, which is described within the Michorab's Chronicle. And we have also a topic about liberation. This is a revival, but I want to check it more and see why they call it liberation by the Syriac writers. And I chose these chronicles because they are very comprehensive, more comprehensive and complete than other Syriac sources. The first chronicle is this one. The chronicle to 775. It is perhaps the first chronicle of its kind, secular and ecclesiastical. It was founded in Deir Syrian in Egypt by the Maronite bishop Joseph As-Sam'ani in 715. He thought it was the lost chronicle of Talmahre, thereby the name. After an investigation by the scholars John Baptist Chabot, Theodore Noldeke, and Francois Nau, they presented convincing evidence that it was not Talmahre's chronicle. We have here three arguments. The first one is the time that Pseudo-Dionysius depicts is contemporary with Abbasid Caliph al-Mansur, who died 775, which is far from Talmahre's when he died 845. Pseudo-Dionysius is from Deir al-Zuqnin, but Talmahre is from Deir al-Qannashrin. Concerning the quality of the Syriac language, John Baptist Chabot, Syriac French Orientalist and Chaldean priest, has identified orthographic errors. Just to give some examples, because the errors, orthographic errors, are many, I have seen it. For instance, Rutfono, it is Ordufio actually. Haminuso, which is wrong, the correct is Heimonuso. Chabot published it in 1933 as Chronicum Annoninum Pseudo-Dionysianum. He is unknown, but we know that his priesthood identify himself as Syriac Orthodox, as he says, "Men Deiro Dilan Zuqnin," from our monastery Zuqnin, close to Diyarbakir in Turkey. He has written a word history from creation to his contemporary lifetime, 775. The sources here he uses are, of course, the Bible, which is very fundamental, church history of Eusebius of Caesarea, who died 339. These sources are very fundamental for actually all Syriac medieval sources. And we have also, of course, Jacob of Edessa plus other sources. Pseudo-Dionysius lived under Umayyad and Abbasid dynasty. He is very unique. He has experienced two dynasties, actually. Okay, now, yeah, thank you. Sorry, wait. He has a little knowledge about the Arab caliphs during the beginning of Umayyads, but knows more when he gets closer to his lifetime at the end of Umayyad dynasty. He is depicting the Muslim religion, Al-Jahiliyyah. He is actually not using Al-Jahiliyyah, but in Syriac, Serdat Takhre, which is worshipping idols that are trees and other kinds of idols. He also depicts the Arabs against the Syriacs, which is actually also very unique. The enemies are, according to him, the Arabs. He's very distressed about the political situation for the Christians, as many freely converted to Islam, but also as it became harder to live for Christians because some types of jizya. Another thing that makes him exceptional is that he depicts the arrival of the Arabs as something the Syrians expected. And it was at God's command, everything happened. And most of the disasters were caused by sins of man. It is very central and common explanation. Consequently, he explains everything by quoting prophecies from the Bible. I quote it just to show you what how he thinks. At this time, the Lord sent upon us all of the following bad and harsh blows. Because of our sins and the evils committed by our hands, swords, captivity, famine, and pestilence. In his introduction, he is putting focus on reliable material that concerns religion and the Syriac people. Amir Harrak has translated part 3 and 4 to English, which is especially part 4 about the Arabs, which contributed to this study. Now we go to Michael Rabo, who died 1199, and he wrote a chronicle and ended it 1199. It is unknown when Michael Rabo was born, but was from Malatya. Michael Rabo was first asked by Patriarch Athanasius to be Catholicus. Catholicus is Mafriano, the second highest office in the Syriac Orthodox Church. Catholicus of Tikrit, but he refused. In 1166, he became Patriarch of the Apostolic See of Antioch and held this office to 1199. He died that year and was buried at Marbar Soma Monastery. In the beginning, he refused because of some did not follow the canons of the church. The problems between bishops that intervened in church matters, and that some even accused Michael Rabo for converting Muslims to Christians. At 2 synods, Michael Rabo wanted to resign from the office, but was persuaded to stay. A copy was founded in 887 by Syriac Catholic Patriarch Ignatius Ephraim in Edessa. This copy is dated 1598 and is a copy of Syriac Bishop Moses of Mardin, who was the last one who also witnessed Michael Rabo's autograph. In 1887, Rahmani made a copy of this copy. In 1899, John Baptiste Chabot translated it to French and gave it the name Chronique de Michel de Syrien. In 1910, he made a Syriac copy of Rahmani's copy, handwritten and unvocalized. This is the copy I use for this study. In 2014, Matte Musa translated the Edessa copy to English and called it the Syriac Chronicle of Michael Rabo the Great. He also supplemented from 2 Arabic translations. Michael Rabo's greatest contribution, the Chronicle, a world history from creation to his contemporary lifetime. He shows influence from Eusebius' procedures, in which he divides it into Historia Sacra, Historia Profana, and develops it to Klesioiastes, that is 3 columns. His unique 3-column chronicle is divided in 21 books. Dorothea Welteke says that this is his invention. The column to the left is about material phenomena, in the middle is about secular, and to the right is about church history. He is making the reader to anticipate two parallel historical time processes, from the first man onwards to his contemporary lifetime. Dorothea Welteke argues that this was also a need to support the new Christian identity, which supposed to form a contrast to the history of pagan environment, and consequently to prove superiority. At the end, he has 6 appendixes of the church dignities of West and East and Armenian, but also about nations, Assyrians, Persians, Greeks, and Armenians. He is depicting the Armenian nation, which includes Assyrian, Chaldean, and Syriacs. For Michorabo is the language a common base for these nations. He had good relations with Franks and Turks, who were friendly. But the relations with the Greek Chalcedonians, who oppressed the Syriacs, was not good. He uses terminologies as tyrants, evils, oppressors, and persecutors about the Chalcedonians. Much about him is taken from church history of Bar Abroyom. He has a lot of documentation about the Arabs in book number 11, from the Prophet Muhammad to 775. Many of the depictions are similar to the Chronicle 1234 and Bar Abroy's Chronicle. Michorabo is depicting about the Arabs in more details than Pseudo-Dionysius. Next chronicle is Chronicle 1234. And the Hilkens, who have studied this chronicle and made his thesis about it, suggest that he could be from Malatya or Edessa, as he is writing very much about these two cities. Ephraim Rabullah Rahmani, who later became Patriarch Marganatis of the Syriac Catholic Church, who in 1899 found the manuscript in Istanbul with the Syriac Orthodox monk Paulus Fahmi, published the first edition in 1904. The secular part of the manuscript covers only the period from the creation to the death of Caliph al-Mahdi in 785. Shabbat found the rest of the 13th century manuscript and published it in 1916 as the second part of Chronicum ad Annam Christi 1234. In 1920, Shabbat also published part 1, covering the period from the creation of the first man to the death of Caliph al-Mahdi. He is unknown, the writer behind this chronicle, but he identifies himself as Syriac Orthodox. He is using expressions as Daimonutho di land, Trisai Shubho, our faith, the Orthodox, and Dalwasan Suryo, to us Syriacs or with us Syriacs. The Chronicle 1234 is not aware of Michorabo's chronicle, which is very, very remarkable actually, because the Chronicle 1234 had access to a library at the Marbar Samo monastery, and he has visited it, and he visited also Malatya. As he does not mention it in his introduction. So in his introduction we can see that he is aware about Michorabo's chronicle. He had good relations with the rulers. I'm quoting it just to show you how the political circumstances were at that time. When the Sultan entered 1166 the city on the 4th day, and it was a great relief for the city. At that time, the Sultan renounced the treasures of gold of the great glorious monastery of Marbar Somo. When he entered Malatya, he visited Micah the Patriarch, who appreciated and holding him in high esteem more than words can say, so that he abolished the tax at the monastery. Another quote, that is Zengi, came to the city on a Thursday, the third day in the middle of Pentecost. They went to receive him, the archbishop, priest, deacons, and all the Christians on their part, and the Muslims who had gathered from all places. The Sultan received the Christians with joy and took the gospel and kissed it and greeted the archbishop, asking about his health, and said, "It is for you that I have come." We have to know also that there were, beside these tensions, these could actually change and could be very fast. But Chronicle 1234 has also a keen picture of the Franks, as he is saying, Frangoia Briche, blessed Franks. Like Pseudo-Dionysius and Barabroio, Chronicle 1234 has an introduction which functions as a guidance, warning, and make the reader aware of what the consequences could be as the people commit sins. As a primary source, he depicts the Crusades at his own time, as he has been in Jerusalem and saw. He is depicting the history of the Arabs in more details than Pseudo-Dionysius, and is not distressed as Pseudo-Dionysius. Only he has the ancestral list that describes the link between the Prophet Muhammad and Abraham and Ishmael. This chronicle and Michorabo describe the coming of the Arabs as liberation from the wicked Greek. I quote here, which is, we deserved salvation. The writer is anti-Greek, as he depicts the tyrannical Byzantine Empire, which continued until the time of the author. This chronicle, as Michorabo and Barabroio, are using many eponyms of the Arabs, and these three are actually very special. They are using Tayoye, Araboye, Sarkoye, Hagroye, Magroye, Ishmaeloye, and sometimes on the same page or 2 pages you might see several of these used. The next and last chronicle is Barabro's Chronicle to 1285. He was born 1226 in Malatya and then buried at the monastery of Marmatai near Mosul. About his chronicle name, Abul Faraj Theodonoleki implies that there were instances of Christians being given Arabic names in the Muslim Empire. As for his Syriac name, there are various theories how he got this nickname. In Syriac tradition, it is believed that Barabro's name originates when the father of monotheistic religions, that is Abraham, Avar, that means crossed the river Euphrates, which gave rise to the name Abroio, and which seems to be an etymologically commonly accepted. This is, if it means monotheism, faith, if you're talking about the faith, to the name Abroio. Now, this is a likely story, as they later were called Hebrews. And in Arabic we have Aber, which can be translated to that one converts from one religion to another religion. Can also mean convert. John Fathi Chalhoud is of another opinion and states Abroio is not a Jewish name, but it simply means that Barabroio might have been from a village called Abro, and consequently a person from the village becomes Abroio, which is comparable to Telmahre and Telmahroyo. According to Fathi, there is a village near Gobos, near Malatya, called Ebron. According to William Wright, Bar Abroi's father had converted from Judaism or was of Jewish descent, which is from where he is said to have received it. Of the same opinion is Noldeke, who thinks that the father may have been Jewish because Bar Abroi means son of a Hebrew. Bar Abroi was a polymath in different topics: medicine, psychology, astronomy, theology, language, and history. His chronicle is mostly a copy of Michorabos, but has his own material to his lifetime. He has divided his history into a secular and ecclesiastical history. He is also unique when he is using different eponyms about Arabs, which is common with Michorabo and Chronicle 1234. About PD, we can say that he is mostly using Toyoyo. Bar Abroio and Chronicle 1234 doesn't put emotional expressions in their descriptions, as Pseudo-Dionysios and Michorabo, who are distressed and worried of the political situation. Bar Abroio's Syriac Makhbonu Zabne was published in 1890 by the Chaldean scholar Paul Bedian, who died in 1920, under the title Grigori Bar Hebri, Chronicum Syriacum. This is the only vocalized manuscript which is vocalized as East Syriac. This chronicle has been translated into English by the scholar, Orientalist, and philologist Ernst Bach, and published in 1932 as the Chronography of Bar Abroi. This translation has helped very, very much for his study. After Bar Abroi's death, 1285, his brother Gregorios Bar Somo Safi was installed as Catholicus and received the epithet Bar Abroi Zoro, that is Bar Abroi the Younger, and held the office 20 years. With Bar Abroi, we end this presentation, and thank you very much, Dr. Disagi.
Just, I thank you very much for the excellent presentation and for being on time without showing him the 5 minutes that you warning. You were okay. Now we have few minutes for questions, and I imagine that here we do have a bit. Let's start with Sargon, who raised the hand, and then, yeah.
The first one, Chronicle, I think you said you called the Arabs Sardani Takhar.
Sardar Ftakhri. Sardar Ftakhri.
When did he write it though? Why did he, at that time, did they think about Muslims? Did they not think of them as believers in God?
This is from his introduction, actually. When he's presenting the Arabs, and he is presenting their old religion, and before Islam they worshipped different idols, and this is called in Syriac Serdat Ftakhri, worshipping idols.
I understand that he wrote it. You said it was 1785, right?
1775.
1785. So that was after the Islam. I mean, he must have known about it. Is he talking about the Muslims during that time or prior?
He is talking about the time before Muslims, but he is also talking the time when they became Muslim. And he turned them from the Serdat Ftakhri to Haymanutut Hadalo, to the belief in one God.
Yes.
Since all manuscript somehow it's tied the Syriac text to Arabs, it would be lovely if you knew a little bit about analysis. What did you think about Arabs? You mentioned the first manuscript that they were against Syrians. And then in the third manuscript, we say that the Arabs were against the Greeks, the true Greeks. Well, we looked to know in what context. Is it religious, is it economic, is it politics, is it ground control? And at one point, I think it's worth looking at this.
If we're talking about Pseudo-Dionysius, for him it's very crucial to present the situation of the Christians that concern the Syriac Orthodox, or the Syrians, or the Christians. And it seems to be a problem for him because many converted to Islam, and many didn't care about religion also. And this became a problem for the church in general.
If you don't have other questions, thank you very much again for this excellent presentation. Let's go to the next.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have your computer or no?
It's on your
Oh yes, you're right. I'm just.
Shlama Khawrani Shamu'i. And now is the time. The time to hear from our friends, Usya Asuba, Dr. Samir Juni. He is a doctor, he is Usya. And when I say Usya, I remember Usya in full terms. And also I remember, I cannot help but remember what our Khasya Umtanaya Mnacha Dolabani was saying. تلالي شانا بثعانيدي خشيوة أمثن. In other words, without national language, our entity, our nation, is considered just a dead nation. And here we are with the Isyat Pagra, Persa, for sure, Shari Ro'id, but Leila only, but also Isya Dleshana, بعين الاختصاص اتكتيو ليشونو ليشونا اتكتيو اعدو كايو full of weakness, and I would say weakness and sickness, and here is the usya of that sickness and the weakness. So please let us say witness and welcome our wonderful speaker, Samir, and you know the meaning of Samir also, somebody you enjoy to sit with and bleed all the pleasure and enjoyment. Let us enjoy this few minutes that is going to do to present us and Shaynu Bashlo.
Thank you. I honestly don't know if my parents knew what the word Samir meant anyways, but by the way, it's a guy to be fun around. I'm not sure of that. That's in Arabic. And in Hindu, it means a cold breeze. And in Ashuroyo, it means the name of Semiramis. But I'm a male, I'm not a female, but that's what it is. At any rate, our project for today, or our presentation today, is actually about Tawranutha Lishana Athuraya Khaqlat Asyuta Khulmana. And that's my field. Now, ما كل خالشانة أي لشانة بالدنيا سنيقة لمطورانوتا كد إلى رابع أنا قريتها أيام طورانوتا إلى رابع أنا قريتها قد ما صبهايش لشانة خاية ولا تعلق أخنا قطوسة يطخ هاتن قماية بدانة عباساية كميلة بليخة بقشيوتا قد خاميلة يلبانا تي ولاية يلبانا يوناية إتي رابع قربة لتلقتا ألا وأن أسيا مهيرة نصرناية آتوراية تيلم ترجمة من لشانا يونايا اللشانا سوريايا هل بدانا ليوا يعني ليوا متخمونة قد آسيو برخت أسيوتا سبليت والكتاوة قديشة بلشانة غاني ويلم مجبر تلاقي لشانا يونايا قد ماصي ترجمي كتاوة قديشة اللشانة ديه قدا درغت يلبانة لشانة غريقاية لبلون مدري يلبانة لبلون أسيوتا لبلون سبرايوتا فبشلا إيدا بإيدا من تيولوغية وتوديتا هل يلبانة وهل أسيوتا أنا كتابي ترجمة للشانة السورياية مخمينة من تلقتا لا أخشي هادخ مزيدلن الله مروخلن يلبانة بيلبانة قانيتي الآن مطي الله ومن هادخ ترجمة للشانة أربايا ومن أربايا بيشل ترجمة للشانة اللاتينايا إلى مطي اليوروب دورة بن دورة خشكانة أمرخلن دورة مصعاية بنبلد الشلطانة عباسايا أبيلبان بيلون مدرشات بيلون سما غلاية لتوالو خخبقة يلبانا ومدرشاته وآي ودلخم عبدانو تسريتها لو شوبة داوة شغيلة أسيد آثوراي بيلبانا بأسيوتا هالبت اكتاوة خراية أنا خزية من دا دورة يوتيتو خزايا لخا The Syriac Book of Medicine أو إلى سرطة سمانة بلشان السوريايا إتلي أصخت منه أو كتيبة بدور ترسر أنا خشاون وقد أو إلى اكتاوة أي خدايا أو خرايا تيو كتيبة بلشان السوريايا بد أسيوتا لنهم زومة بد لكسيقون لنهم زومة بتكون شملة إلا كتاوة سرطايا إلا أخونا دكتور الجيلو نيكلاس جيلو ميري لا إتوا خاصرطة بأرمي تيو مبلخة أمريكايا قام يعني تيلا مولبي أسيوتا أرمي إلا بدسوتا ليلة بيلا بإيدي لتلي خصختها ممكن عبتي أقول لي خصختها عن طينا منها منه مختمري كونش من اللي هم ماشي ناشن بليخة لله إن ليلة كتير خكتاو بسرطة ما سخلا بخ منه أن شكل متن صريات متن لخا قد خامندي أجبو تغزيلي قد أن ناشتي اللاتيناية رابلة هدية مخوبة سرطة آتوراية وسرطة سيرياكس متويلة مختاتوز الله يعطيتنا أن رشان ماني هبدي بأمرنا خدماني لأو بارسوبا أرس نقتله اللي شانا أخنا لمطورانوثا بآها خقلة مخلشانا خايا سنيقة لخ يعني سنيقة لق مطورانوثا من سبب إن لم طورخلي لشانا بايش مليا من لون ووردز من خبرانة إلى أتي من لشانا خيني قام مخ سنيقة لمطورانوثا يعني عمنا أيضا قاموا قد ماسخ خوشخ برميات خاته new concepts كو خقلت هاوي خوشت التقانة إثراب التقانة زال اللقامة عدانت هدية وبرياتا مردوتا ناية وكل يسنيقة له لخشلتت خشخاتي خاته لشانا إلى مخ نورة تمغزي الشخلابة شو تباية ومردوتا ناية كل خاومتا بدنيا قبشيطوتا وطيبوتت لشانا عازل عم زونا وزونا إيث قال مشخلوبله لا أخشي يعني برثمة إلا بهجاية فسنيق اختاوخ خاشة لقامة منه أخ نديو لخم زومة مختاوم زومة أو عادن شو مشنا مقام هدية اتخي صوتا شو تبيتا there is social pressure أن يبالي خاتتي لخياء أخ يورب قد موري أودي أو يوتا أن خبراين خرايب موري لهم قلشانة قامن أو خمندي أنا بخشاون اللي خمدي سباي إنا إذ صوتها الله يبالي خاتي بخواشة لي إذا خك من خبراني نخراية وأن لولا نهشر الله لنا مجرب خشلخلن بلشانة قامن خجب خشة لشانة تلاقى لي مش ويلا ماسخ مبلخ مخليت أخذ أنا أتوات شوارع للأوضة دك تخمة بلوخ different programs and I have no control over it anyways إتلان ثلاثة شويلة بريشة قد ماسخ مطورخلة لشانة ينمو رخلون خشخات أخرى مخت إلي خطوسة مبلخ تلفزيون راديو إنترنت سوشيال ميديا مخت إلى ين خشلخ خشخات خاتي اتياوي سكالة دنا خبرانة بلشانة الأخرى شقلخلهم من إسد لشانة آتورايا ين ما بلخ خشويلة مزيغوثة بالتروي بريشة عيد إيمنت إيلة لشانة اللامث مصيانة البنت هما شويته لقومتا قد 12 سندانة دال قولاية 12 سندانة 12 دال قولاية أنتيلا سندانة قام شخلبتت خشخاثة نخراية أو مبلغتت خشخاثة نخراية إلى مرة هتخ بشت هذا بالسنة إلى ما بالخخلو لخصني ما تلخ دانا قد خشل خشخاثة خاطر ومرة لما مبلغتت خبراني نخراية ما صار ما بالخخلو بسر هاوى لخصني قم تلخ دانا لخصني قم تلخ مختمري efforts قد خازخ ناشد ما صم ترجميلون لأن خبراني خشليلون من بيرش ومن دي خانا إثم خيلوث أمني لتلن أمني رابب دكان رابق الدنيا قد ماصي هما شتاوتي وبترقومه ينخشالة خشخات خاتب لشانه دال قولاية إلى أنا خمن دال قولاية هالبد قبر رياني أبانا نيخ لشانا بتلاقى له يعني أختن صل منهم بدورة أسرة وترسر بلكي بلطيوة خمشة أسرة خشخاتي خاتي بخاير خايم ترير خي اديوم شخلابة هل هذا خاشة بسرها وقد ممكن نيلا بخايومة مجخت أماي إن لا من الباي خشخاتي خاتي إن آني لخش لخلم بلشانا خجب خجة لشانا بياشة لشانا أخرايا خشاود قاني خشلتت خشخاتة من شرشة لشانا آتورايا بش طاوتيلا إن إتلم مثل مصيانوتا قد أدخله أو إلى خشاود قاني. By the way, do you guys know who this guy is? This is Ricky Martin. How did he get to Surat? I have no idea, but I have heard through the grapevine that one of his girlfriends was an Assyrian. That's what I heard. How true is that? I don't know. يعني يساوي ميرة اللي بقات يوما نواقي كل الدنيا بشقليلة هل بدوسي لسه الخبريسة قربي أربعة رواتي ويتلان خزمايوتهم كل برناشوتا اديون مودي بتخشخاتي أتيقة بريشايد قولي شانت أسيوتا اتسني قوتا قم طورانوتا أب إن خكمة من خشخاتي أتيقة إيوخشيخة بقلت يلبان بدعور إيوام تخمة ليتوان الرابع يلبان بريشة أو مدي يطخل إديو لي طيوالي بدانت قانيب رابع من مدري الليلة من شرشة آتورايا إلى من شرشة قريقايا قطوسة أتلي طوثة بوليتيقي جراماتيقي أب خبرة برصوبة إلى يونايا برصوبان فأني خاصة يعني خالت لا متولون دانا وكيتش قد ما تشخي خشلي وخشخات خاصة من سبب بصاري ولا ورابه لا مخديو من دي تري رابه من ليتوال مصيتة خوشتة يلبانة اديوم سب يلبانة اديوم رابه مش متطورانة لا بش بيش لا رويخة بخبرانة ايجا لا الخيمة بهدية وخكم من لا بيشة مبلخة بأرخة ديلا نيتا قطوسة بيونا خون شالبوختا خبر شالبوختا خدوا كمارنا إلى بانكرياس خدوا كمارنا إلى إسافجس خدوا كمارنا إلى gallbladder. Okay, we cannot accept that nowadays because we have different understanding of body organs. أنا أبقى رابي ودي شبالك قريان خجاي ميري رابي دزوت تلقلا الله هو خبرانا ببلوخة البدكان بريشة قبل أخوني أخني لخ أسيا أخني مجروبخ متشخو كل خبرانا متخلم خادو كم دبشخلو من قم تلقي كنت أمنا إتلي responsibility قد آو قشق بيو وخازق مودي للخيمة قامودي قد لشارب تاوي خد خوتي هم ماشي بأرخة بشتة وشوية داخل قرق لشانا مطورة بايش مبلخة برعياني برسوبايا أب إن لشانا إلى يعني إلى قديمة إلى كاميل إن لخشاوة قركاي مبلخة بالخد بمقرية أسكولايا قاموا سبسنقتلا أخنت مقرية بخاليشانا تي ولاية يعني صلمن آتي برونا بارق أسيوتا بلشارة سورة أخشي بآتا خا كانغرس يوروب لمسن برمي لتي لمقروية خملوها لمسن باقر لمسة لايب دوس ماسخ مقرقلون الخجيبة قد لبيلة إنا قارك ليبي لشانة تي ولاية وأخ لشانة إنجسناي بش الخيمة من كل لشانة خيلة لا فرنساية لا جرمانية لا لشانة إنجليزية وتاب من لشانة السوري يعني سرياني يالوبي أمينة مختمري سنيقة لتشغل يوتا يعني دانا بدان هربو دانا قد ماصي شغلي ياوي من ناشي خين من ناشي الأخرى أنا بخشان مقريتها بلشانا بلخد وهي من دي ليبلان من مقريتها مدرشات العراق بشوري من كلاس هل كلاس تريسر بسورة كامل كله ملوئة بخاشي للكولج غسالة أسقوطة ليلة مصاير لا عربتي لغرية لا إنجليزي لغرية أو من دي ليلة دوس آخر نقركوي خا تقالة بالمقريتها بلشانا وخا مخلت أزل لقامة وبالمقريتها بلشانا تي ولاية قد ماصي شغلي ياوي عدانا إيت من كل دندوكالي مد خشخات أسيوتو خلمانة أو أسيوتو خلمانة بس نقتال المطورة نوثة من سبب إلى يلبانة يبلغخ وشقلخ ياو بيه من كريه يوم إيث لخ مقرأ ماسترز يعني بي اتش دي خامدي أخ نشغالخ ياو خن مرانة قرب ماصر خمزمخ منه بول شانت برميلة وخامن دا أرخة إلى خمدن أرخة ماصر شقلخ ياو خيل مطورة نوثة لشانة أسيا بياشا لموليصة ين الليسة كتير بياشا زمينة ين شيدة قد مقروي خملوءة برس قالة ين برس خزوة يعني ملوءة خل منايا من سبب إذن خيلوث خشخاثة يعني مشاروي لهم زمتة بلشانة آتوراي بلا لزارة بلق الدقيقة أخبار اليال إنجليزيا العربية من سبب ليتلاند خشخاثة مليانة خشلتها اتخشخاتت أسيوتا خلمانة بدزوتا بالبوطة وقلبي زونا متري أسراي إنا هل لالوي اللي خخباطة ين قيرة قد مشارم بلخن هلك تنتبيقة بأوا خوري ترابل ميكر شمدي إلى سمير خشابة الله يتيو تمام يا دري اللي لقوا دري اللي تروت أقلي قو خاصة ولته قد مشارخ بالخانة الأهم دي شيرة مريم شيرين بلاخ الله خباطي عم عدرانوتة بني أمتي بريل إلا نآها كذا وتغزيل البهرة قمت خد اشتاير خير من دي شيء إلى كذاوة أو إلى كونش خشخات أسيوثة بلشانة أثورايا و يعني أسد ترميثة تخويدة إلى خشخات خشيلة أن خشخات تخشيلة الليلة مقدشة مثمصيرتها لبتاوي خلطة أختشي أن تمصير ماطن الله كنت إتلي خرعيانا قد إتخبره بش الخيمة له أخني كلا لبا وإيدا وتخمنتا بتختها لقاتي قد شقل خيا وخماطة الخمدي بصباي قد لاها يو دراشة من بلشنان ودل قلاية سبخني هم شقر خاز خمدي مجود خباسي ولا لخملخ شو تسنخ سيتا لا رشميتا هتوانا طلعتا أسي ترم لشنانة خاشا ماشا وخايو دعايا من أثروات بريشة الدنيا يتوخ وشبتا إيث على زوم وهمز مخوة بدنا خبراني وشق وخوة يا وخوة وخاز خماني واخ شختا بشق بخوة على ماني واخ شختا بشق أخوة على بختي وإيه وانتي أنا سندلي على المطبوعة خشخاثة إنجليشاية إديوم من سبب تاثي ناش التمري أن ما خبراني ميكت مويو ولا تقريش مخشخاتوخ ما يقول لا إست إنجليشاية تخمى بلوخ بليشان تنقصناي قال كل الدارخ الله هالبت ليلة كلها إنجليشاية ولو تلا إنجليشان إنجليشاية إن رابا مني إلى يوناية رابا مني إلى اللاتيناية اتمنى تشيكوسلوفاكيا اتمنى فرانس بتعود إنه خمكتوسة بداها من دي تياوي خدشة مدعنوتا بدا كتاوة كتاوة بخواشة لأربع مناواثة واشتي وخمشة صخاخة كل صخاخة اتلي صورتها بقونة والتاخت منها يدخل صدرة كل صدرة اتلي ثلاثة عمودة قد ثلاثة لشانة أو إلى لشانة آثورايا لشانة إنجليشايا إلى إست خبرة وإتلى لشانة عربايا مدرسة برابة من قريانة جانن لقاري سوري قاري عربت وإتلى مرانة عربايا رابة هاز أستراليا هاز أمريكا رابة من مرانة جاني إلى عربايا من سبب أنا ما صنهم زمة لشانة دي أخزايل بالسنة يقاتي قطعات شغلي مني من تياوي شغلي من خا أسيا أمريكا قطوس إلى خمناثة من ذاك تاوا خزايتهم يدخل يعني بشقتها بشتة البرش أوسدرا وبر هذا متخ شكله متخ نمورة على شكله وخوتم يعني يا وخ شقالخ إنجليز تيلا ببلغا ودارخ شرشة خبرة ما كانت هي ومن هذا خشالخ خبرة بلشانة أطورايا ومتى خبرة بلشانة أربايا قوكتاوي مجخد ببرقتت كلها سخاخة متن صرياتت شرشة خبرانة ما كانت هي خدناش نروح خبر ماكن ويلوقت من قاشق برقتت سخاخة مجخد له خبر ماكن مويا أي لخطوسة إلى قرمة ريشة غزايتن أخ أي أمريلة قرمة صدعاية أربعة أمري صدق قرمة صدعاية إن أنازد الشرشة يوناية بريشة أني أمري قرمة زونناية قامو سبأي دوكا خواروتا تسيبوتا مشارية بدية دوكا من هذا قراية لقرمة زونناية يعني برشا قرابة به لموخة وهمزون بطواعد موخة خبر دوخينا ويا وخا مذعنوتا بتموخة يعني ويدخ تقاني اشتو خمسة تقاني ويدخ وكنت ملوء اتلخا يعني أمريلا definition little bit information about that topic وبر هذا بشروي خشلت لنا خبراني إلى for example gastrointestinal tract so أول من دي أنا بخشان إلى بسعتا قميتا سنيقة لقا آزخ ريشة خيا خيتا مزيد دخ الله تاوي بشروي خو تاوي بشكورة يوان خم قطوسة شقلين قطوسة خبرت do you have time? Do I still have time? Yeah. For example now I'm done with the slides. So for example, oxygen. Oxygen, I found out it's combination of two halves of two words, but it's French in origin. It's not Latin, it's not Greek. And what it means, they thought it was something that's needed for the cell to produce acid. It's not hard to derive a term for it, but no culture, no language, I have not seen any place in the world that they have their own word for oxygen. أخني بلشانة إلى مبقى خمسة الخيملة خشيخلة ياولي أسكالة ولا مرخوقا من شرشة خبرة خطوسة insulin. Insulin actually is a Latin word, it's two pieces. What it means is extract of an island. It's not hard to derive. And what does island and extract has to do with insulin? Because if you look at the at the pancreas under the microscope, you'll find islands. Those are the source of that material that we call insulin. Blishan piashele nasal gzarta, yansal gzarta. And we're going that way. Now, some people may say, well, what you're doing is really, there is no need for that. Let's just use it. Everybody in the world's using it. But let me remind you, 20 years ago, nobody said pres khizwa, nobody said pres khala, nobody said yuda'i shotapaya. If we don't try, we're going to be left behind. And before you know it, your language simply, in Iraq and schools of Iraq, they write insulin, but bisarta athuraya. That's not development of a language, that's translittering. Basically, you're translittering. You're not creating new terminologies and you're not helping the development and progress of your language. So I'll stop here. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much, Asya. We open for some quick questions.
Yes, sir.
Faqad Sargon.
Samir, so thank you. I know you have formed a committee, 3 doctors, Feminist Man and 1 Shamashura. So I kind of failed to, I didn't fail, but I forgot to mention this yesterday. The platform that I built to compile a dictionary has collaboration feature in it. So what you could do, you can use that platform to enter these words into this dictionary, and then you can have people in your group collaborate with each other, because they have, like I said, it has a collaboration feature. So they can either comment, whatever they want to do. Once everyone agrees, then you can say, okay, this is the word that we want to publish, and then it becomes published. So when you enter a new word, kashkatakate, shukatun, masam tashirkunina, or if it's girokun, what it mean, okay, now it's published. So up until that stage is in formation stage, and then once everyone agrees, you can use that. And that dictionary also has capability of adding pictures. The platform that I showed yesterday, you can also add audio too. So if you want to pronounce the word.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's great. I mean, makes it very, very easy and practical in all matters. Yes, sir. يعني قارئ قم دعنوتة تكتاوى ميري علتت باشمتة لقد أخنن أمتا أطوريتا لت بياشا هيش من دي صايران شقمت ليشانا إتلم بولاغي تودي تناي إتلم بولاغي شوية شاي إتلم بولاغي شو تباي أمدي لخ بلاش الله إلى ليشانا بلاش خال شمت ليشانا خم كامري أطوراي لخم كامري كالتناي لإنا ليشانا كلن مخوبة خبي اختاوي إيمانتين مقبيا خشخاتي يتخمك خبراني ممكن ما بالخطرة لا خشخاتي إنا مجربا كمت ماصن مقابن أن خبراني دي قالولة على ناتا وعلى ليشانا باور خطين ميدا اسكيما قكتاوا ما صرت تدخل برنت على 16 by 20 ما سي اسي متيلة القدانة آفيسز ديها قد هماشي تويا قم اي بطلع ليشانه قد تخريلة هماشي ما بالخيلة إن ليه ما بالخيلة بتلغي أبقى ليه ما بالخيلة فمجرب حكمت ماسخ نخلو الناشي print whatever chapter you want, your field. Put it on your wall. You see it, your patients see it, you keep looking at it, and hopefully it sticks like brisqalo, briskhizwal. Things you use them, use them or lose them. There is no other way. Yes, sir.
شوالي قبيلة بأي وقت أي مقاس فرصة أدنى أمان عيد أسير تبيت لن أردخ أسير ناش الدين كمير خدورا شكميرا خدورا شعنايا وفي إيداح الإشارة بأي وقت خيبا أخذ الكبشو إن أمان الدين بالشانائيد وحق لا نعيد حق الدين مسير الدين كيف شيء تخدع عليه الدولة الآن بالإقرار سأقنا إن شن خراي كل خلنا دي دريه وصل وقيل الملكان دي يعني كيف نيجي شماشين يا لا يا نفس إديو يخاص سنيقوتا كبا كل خير هو يكون كبش أن أماني أن المير تراك الشارع وبحق الديار سواء أنا مشاهد في أمر كامل
Yes. Yes.
إن أختم كبشوت الخاء بس الروح الدين كبير هم الشارع وبحق الأسيوطة سيمو أسعتا الأمام الأسيوطة كانت أدعوها لا بس آية تخطها وقوة إلا وسعتها نعيد مطلقة بسبب مغمبا 40 شيء خازين
Yes.
كبا كرسي منه هو لا تشويش تديو إن أقتل كرشوتي لا بس أخيط هو برسل وماذا وقاشي إلا هم كبا بيشي خيسي أن إلهياته وأن كتابه الجبهير الأمات ورايد الشام هي وخب مجددة وتهديد إلا فيه أني خنيخة مكبشت كان معي البارد السيوطة سمير البارد الدخول كيف خدها لك أمان أني خنيخة الشارع البناية دسكتا الدولة خمني من الامتيانة الزوجة أنا سمير أدي لا أرخى المنتا الماية أطراي Assyrian academic class. This is the unique way to do something useful.
Correct.
Okay, so the Nineveh chair is waiting for this trip as well.
Let me just explain for you. قلت باشمتة لقد ناشم هيرة أمان بخخلة أسيوطة التيلة كبيرة بلشانة. By the way, I am completely illiterate. I'm self-taught. I taught myself alphabet at age of 45. In أخشي تيراي رقيانا, if I can do surgery, I can learn the language. That's why I pushed and pushed, and little by little, I'm getting better. I mean, Susan knows. I mean, what I...
You love it. this is the secret of all becoming. It's not just a question of, yes, as you love it, you dedicate time.
Correct, correct. So if you ask me, what is your next step? Are we done? No, I'm not done. In fact, I already started my second project. This time I want to make a textbook, not a dictionary, where we talk about hypertension, diabetes, gallbladder disease, bone disease, vascular disease, cardiovascular disease. And I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. So I invited about 40 doctors. I already gathered 35 topics from 19 participants. The problem is, only 2 people were able to write their subject in Surat. The rest of them, I told them, okay, send them in English and I'll translate it into Surat. So we're already working on that. I'm hoping before the convention or Congress of next year, something is ready. But I'll try at the same time to contact other physicians who are a little bit better in the language, so that I can, we can form some form of a CETA, if you will. And maybe we, with the help of the Nineveh chair, we can get something. This is by no means a complete project. This is only the first step. So, yes, Nicholas.
Just a very quick question. When you're sort of creating these neologisms in terms of like technical medical terminologies, I'm sure you're looking at existing medical literature, like the Book of Medicines, like maybe other dictionaries that exist, to sort of look at every term that has been used in the past to do with medicine, and using them as well, correct?
Very little, and that's intentional. خبرانة تخمبلوخ إديا قطوسا مرارتا مرارتا خبر خشيخة لنشني غخشنا خبر خاتا. In fact, you go back to Akkadian, there is an entry, Merta. Merta is the bile. I don't need to create a new one. But the other ones that I've seen, there is a problem with using them. And that's why I decided the reference should be the English of today. And that's intentional. That's not because I'm lazy, I don't want to go into the back. Because some of those words, even if they are not Greek, they could be Assyrian. However, I don't know what they mean. I don't know where they were taken from. So it becomes a little bit difficult to use something that you don't know where it came from. That's why I say, okay, this is Mtawranutha, this is development of the language. Why don't you use what everybody else in the world is using, and that's the English terminology, and we build on that so that we have a reference that no two can say no. And that's is one of the few things that we all agree upon, is a one reference. Yes?
Have you only looked at basing your neologisms on the English language, or have you also looked at cognate languages to ours, such as Arabic, and how they put these terms?
What I've done, I went to Dictionary Online. It's Oxford Dictionary Online, and that's what I used. The Arabics are available on the internet. Some of them make no sense if you try to compare them to the English source. I'll give you an example. The Musran A'war, Ma'yakora. That's what we use, right? I find out it's actually a wrong term. Ma'yakora is the cecum, the first part of the colon. It's not the appendix. The appendix بلشانة كان إلى دندلة. It's not a Mayagora. So there are some wrong mistakes, yes. Yes.
By the way, in relation to the question of Dr. Algino, I have a text, I think it has been, if I'm not wrong, it has been edited by Lindan. It has about 800 pages.
800 pages.
Yeah, more than 800 pages. I'll show you if we have the chance. And it has so many terms. I use some paragraphs of it as exercise for Syriac lectures. So I will also try to make a copy of it and send it that can...
Yeah, I'm sure they can be helpful. I'm sure but I'm trying to use something that's in common use. For example, physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy. It didn't exist at that time. Nobody knew that. It's a new science. So why using a little bit of this, a little bit of that? I know there is a song, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but that doesn't work in science. So we have to use one common resource and we build on it.
No, but this one talking about the mental diseases.
Correct. Yeah, and again, diseases in the past, they didn't call them depression, they didn't call like gender aphoria. I mean, these things didn't exist. So we are tasked with trying to update or uplift the language to a common thing that we can all understand. And any other question, please? Come on, don't be too kind. Don't be too kind. Go harsh.
Actually, a lot of questions. But we are going to run after you and ask everywhere. So from today until tomorrow, until after tomorrow. Thank you very much. My first question is, why we don't, yeah, sorry, no, that's for outside.
Yeah. Now we are going to have our coffee, and after coffee we will meet our Assyrian kings and queens as they are dressed. So if I'm not wrong, we will meet them again here, because it was foreseen to have at the hotel, but it's a bit far from here. So I think we can do it here, explaining the terms and yeah. So let's come back here, the hall for the last session, let's say.